Thank you, Madam President and trustees. Happy to share this evening a Happy New Year to all of our students in our community. And we missed our students yesterday, but we were so happy to have them back in school today. It is my great pleasure to welcome our three new incoming trustees, Trustees Gaynor, Kelly, and Mitchell. And what a wonderful honor to have folks step up and serve. And service is something you don't hear a lot in this day and age, and I appreciate the service of all of our trustees. And I know the difficulties and the complexities of the work that we do, and it is my great honor on behalf of the Ann Arbor Public Schools to welcome you here this evening. I want to share my gratitude for your willingness to serve, and we wish you all the best, trustees, during this tenure of 2 years. So you're together just like this for 2 years. I want to reaffirm to you and to our community my strong commitment to the Ann Arbor Public Schools and to supporting the work of this board and the work of our district. I know that we have a lot of work to do. We like to look at our data and see where we are and see how to get better. We are an organization that naturally seeks improvement, and yet our topics are complex, and so we have to work together as a village to figure out how to go about improving. And certainly, as you all have mentioned, this board sits this evening for the first time together against a state and national backdrop that is frightening to those of us that support a quality public education as the cornerstone of a democracy and of our democracy. And so we are concerned. And trustees, I promised you right after the new year that I would get them to you, and you have them tonight. The Quality Counts report is out for 2017. It was published right after the new year, I think January 3rd. This is the national gold standard of evaluating how districts and, more importantly, how states are doing from the national level. And I just want to share this evening, trustees, with our presidential inauguration only 48 hours away, and our State of the State report from Governor Snyder last evening, we are reminded that in Michigan there is work to do. Our own circumstances here in Michigan are alarming. In this recently released national report, Michigan posts a D- and ranks 48th in the nation in the K-12 Achievement Index change that examines growth or improvement over time. In addition, Michigan currently ranks a D-, 27th in PK-12 funding. We have work to do, not only for Ann Arbor, but for all the students of Michigan. And yet, despite our state and national challenges, we have so much to be grateful for in the Ann Arbor Public Schools, and we are all grateful for our amazing and talented and caring teachers that are in our 1,150 classrooms every day, serving the needs of children. We are grateful for our community and for our community support. We are grateful for our amazing children, and we see them every day, and their faces tell us that this work is worth doing for our collective future. So as you move forward this evening, I'm so proud of the work that you will do. I want to thank you in advance for the work that you will do. I joked earlier about before and after photos, and that is, just a little joke. But the reality is you're approaching complex work, and there are sometimes no easy answers. And yet I know you will come together to get this work done. And I love that the beauty of a board is that 7 individuals bring their own experience and their diversity to the work, to improve the work for our children and staff. And I know from working with fine boards over many years, the work of a district is better when it is governed by a strong board. So I thank you for that. I thank you for the sacrifices that you will make to serve in this role. During our time together, I hope that your experience will transcend the sacrifice part and get to the part where you feel you are reaping the benefits of sacrificial service, because there are benefits to be gained, and that is when we see our organization doing better, when we know that our community is supportive, and when our children have amazing and wonderful outcomes, not just because they were raised by great parents, but also because they have a quality classroom to which they're able to report every day. So my Ann Arbor Public Schools team is here behind you. We are here to support each of you, and we wish you all success in your work. Now, just a few updates. I know folks think, well, we've only been back a week. What could have happened already? But a lot has gone on in the district. We want to congratulate Community High Jazz Band. If you did not get to see them, they were featured on the news. There they are. They were at the Premier Charity Gala for the North American International Auto Show in Detroit last Friday night. It raises money for children's charities. They were featured on Channel 4 News and in the Detroit Free Press. What an amazing jazz group. If you've not heard these guys and gals, you need to get over there to hear them. Some very glamorous photos with really nice cars coming up there. We're also proud of our Huron chapter of the Business Professionals of America. There they are. We were tweeting out about them over the weekend because they went over winter break to a conference, and our 82 Huron members competed with 600 other students from around Michigan, and they took home 82 awards. They just ruled this competition. 21 of those awards were first place, 16 second place, and 12 third place prizes. 68 students qualified to advance to the state leadership conference. So congrats to our BPA students and to Christy Garrett, who's just an amazing teacher and advisor at Huron, who does all of this work to get these students going in this direction. I also had the great pleasure to be at Tappan Middle last Thursday evening with the Tappan Symphony Orchestra under the direction, there he is, of Mr. Joseph DeMarche. This orchestra has been selected to perform at the Michigan Music Educators Conference. They will be performing in Grand Rapids tomorrow for several thousand music educators, and that's just one of the highest honors that a group can get, and I tell you, they are really good. If you close your eyes, you think they're high school, and they're in their middle school. So congratulations to Joe DeMarche and the great group from Tappan. A number of our principals participated in professional development evening with students from the University of Michigan International Honor Society in Education. So our principals were connecting with education students. Megan Finnick from Ann Arbor Open, Carrie Beal from Allen, Bill Harris from Eberwhite, Karen Siegel from Community, Marcy Tuzinski from Community, Chuck Hatt from Burns Park, and Michael Johnson from Carpenter spoke to about 75 members of this group, the International Honor Society, about the importance of providing every child with an equitable education. This is the 6th consecutive year that our leaders from the AAPS have been able to provide their energy and their time and their expertise to future teachers. And I am certain that they were handing out business cards to recruit a bunch of these stars to get them into our classrooms starting next year, we hope. Pioneer High School had an incredibly successful Saturday academic challenge on last Saturday, January 14th. 126 students came out to work on their end of semester goals and work on their assignments and their study guides, getting ready for finals. Pioneer administrators were there, and 27 of our teacher volunteers were present on Saturday morning to make sure that students were getting the help they needed to be ready for finals. We are so proud also of 29 student volunteers that were there. They joined us from the Rising Scholars at Pioneer, from National Honor Society, and from Link Crew. This same session will repeat next Saturday. So we're really grateful that we have programs like that across our high schools. On January 9th, I was pleased to be in a panel discussion with AAPS group. It was on the topic of inclusion and featured many parents. I think the panel had about 9 parents and teachers and professionals on it, and they did such a great job. There they are at the front of sharing their personal stories of inclusion. And I loved that they were so honest about both the great successes of having their children included in across their school day, and they also shared the challenges and the little hurdles, and not all of them little, some significant hurdles. And it was just a great evening to learn and to listen from our parents. We continue to work with the City of Ann Arbor officials and trustees. We just got this news today. I sent it to you a little earlier this afternoon. This news from City Manager Lazarus. We've been working on addressing some of the areas of concern with traffic safety around our schools. I met with Transportation Safety Committee along with Ms. Hine, the chair, on January 10th, right after we were back from break. I'm very grateful that Trustee Gaynor is going to join us in that group. And we're so excited that we're making progress in adding school safety zones with reduced speed limits and additional signage around our schools. So I want to thank City Administrator Howard Lazarus for his efforts in making the school safety zones a priority. And that is going to happen, he shared with us, by the end of the month. So I guess we do need to say to our wider community out there, check your speed limits because they're going to change. And we know one of the E's of school safety in traffic is that E of enforcement. So I don't want any of our parents to be surprised and experience that E if they can help it. So we can see that a lot of them are dropping, and they are dropping dramatically down. Isn't that just exciting? And I want to thank City Manager Lazarus for getting that done so quickly. That's a task we've been working on for many, many years, and it is happening now very, very quickly. We know that the fall of 2016 was a time of loss for our community. I am so proud of our district counselors who have coordinated for us, as I shared with you in December, trustees. They're coordinating grief and loss support workshops. And our first one is coming up next Thursday evening on January 26th. And then following that, another one on February 16th. We'll be hosting these with a great deal of regularity so that our community has an additional resource to look to if they would like to know more about grief and loss or find some connections for additional support. I had the pleasure of attending the symposium hosted on Monday, on Martin Luther King Day, at the University of Michigan. What an incredible morning. I appreciated some of my team members going along with. We so enjoyed the keynote speakers, Amy Goodman of Democracy Now! And also Issa Rae, who was just profoundly popular with all of the college students. And I'm so happy that I got to learn about her work on her HBO series, and recently nominated for a Golden Globe Award. And just, she is an amazing young lady. And it was a wonderful morning at University of Michigan. I would like to encourage everyone to check out our AAPS news. If you've not done so, we'd like you to check that out regularly. Very proud of a story that recently was published about Mr. Che Carter. There it is, hometown kid, says his passion is learning new and better ways to serve Ann Arbor Public Schools students. These stories are just incredible. And that particular story about Mr. Carter has been widely promulgated on social media. It was carried by NEA. It's been carried by a variety of outlets. And I believe our social media contacts through stories like this are running upwards of 30,000, 40,000 a week. We're getting just an amazing number of amount of interaction on all of these great stories. One of the areas that we love are our exceptional profiles, where we highlight our exceptional teachers. And they're just incredible teacher stories there. The most recent one about Michael Benedict, pioneer art history, ceramics and sculpture teacher. Look through these. You will be inspired, I promise you. So I just want to remind folks to do that as well. Again, don't forget that we are back and we are preparing for finals at high school. So it is that time of year as we near the end of the semester, so that our students are busy and trying to wrap up their semesters at high school. Of course, Skyline's a little different, but Pioneer and Huron and Community and Pathways. So we thank you for the opportunity to serve the Ann Arbor Public Schools. Thank you for the opportunity to share our work. Thank you.